Hello everyone, today I would like to show you how to make a simple navigation bar from scratch using HTML and CSS. This is the first tutorial in a series where I'm going to be showing you a number of different forms of navigation bars and some tricks here and there, how to go about them. This tutorial is mainly for beginners, but it's also good for those who want to look at other navigation bars, as it can work as reference. So you're welcome, and without wasting time, let me show you what you're going to do to them. Today I'm going to be making a simple navigation bar like the one here, where you have a logo and these corresponding menu items here. As simple as that. So you can go to our code editor, which is Sublime Text, and I'm going to first give the simple HTML layout for the menu items and the logo. So to do that, you have first create the first div item here. I'll give it an ID and call it navbar. Yeah, that's the main item, the main div for the navigation bar. Then inside there I'll have another one for the logo, so I call it div. Let me give it a class, call it logo. You can also give it a simple anchor with the reference, so I'll call this a logo. Yeah. Then I'll create my other menu items as a list. They are going to be list items. Inside here we are going to have a number of items here. So I can begin with the first item. You can call it home. Then you can use this as a reference. Then we use just copy and paste to form other items. So I just copy and paste here. Just copy and paste. Then we can change the names. I call this services, and I can call this blog. I call this about, and I call this contact. Yeah, from here I can call my class. This one I can give it a class of active, since it can have some other extra styling from other menu items. So my HTML layout is finished. I can save it and have a look in my web browser and see what it looks like. So when you refresh, you can see it's the logo and these are the menu items here. So you need to change these ones to look like our reference menu here. We do that using the CSS styling. So now we move on to our styling CSS. So the first thing is to style the body. So just give it a box sizing of border box, then I give it a margin of 0, a padding of 0. Yeah. Then you go back here. This ID navbar should be the container, or acts as the container for our navigation bar. So you can first style this element, the ID. So we style the navbar ID, give it a display block, give it a width of 100%, and let me give it a height of 100 pixels. Okay, let's save it a bit and have a look at what we have yet so far. So in look here, yeah, it's not there, but you see from here below there is a simple border and kind of a shadow, so you can put the border and the shadow in the CSS. So here we include our border bottom, we call it 1 pixel, solid, and give it a color of C6, C4. It's a good color. Then you can also give it a box shadow. Can give it 2 pixels, 0 pixels, can give 8 pixels. Then you give it a color of A09F. So we save this and have a look at what we have so far. So you see here I formed the border with a simple shadow here. So now we need to move on to our menu items. These menu items, we want to make them horizontal, and then we need to move them to the right. There's 2 on the left. Listing there. So we give the list style type none. What this does is going to remove those dots which are used as labels for the list items. Then you are going to float it to the right. So we can save and have a look at our website now. Yeah, so you see we have removed the dots here, and then just moved to the right. Then we need to make our list items a bit, they are too near the border here, so we need to move them a bit to create a margin, so leave some space this side. So that one is done using the margin property. So we're going to put a margin on the right of around 30 pixels. Okay, so you can save that and look at our website. Yeah, so now it has moved a bit. So then the next thing I want to do, I want to make these elements horizontal, because they are vertical, so I need to make them horizontal, and then even to remove these underlines. Okay, first list the items as float to the left. What this does is to make the menu items horizontal. So we can save that and have a look. Yeah, so you see here they have been vertical, now they're horizontal, but still there is still that underline, and even the individual items are really very close to each other and very small, so we can still improve upon that. So we start with the individual menu items here. So you're going to have display block, then I'll give a width of measure 20 pixels. Then I'll use text decoration. What text decoration does, when I say none, I'll be removing all the underlines. Then I'm going to put the text align, it's going to be in the center, and then to increase the size of the font maybe for 20 pixels. Okay, let's save and have a look at our website now and see. Okay, so you see now the horizontal, and you've removed the underline, and at least the spacing has also increased, so I can make it more, can look more beautiful. Let me make them bold. So I will say font weight, the font weight, let me see, bold. Okay, and the color, let me use black. Black is 000. Yeah, so we save that and have a look at our website again. When we refresh, yeah, now they are black like that. So from there we can now go to the logo. The logo is still underlined and not replaced, so we can style that logo to make it fit better. So you go here, the logo, use this class logo. So go logo class. What you're going to do, you're going to first remove the underline by saying text decoration none. That means you've removed the underline. Then you need to float left. Then you need to, let's first have a look at what it looks like now. First save and then look at this. Wow, how come it's not changing? What's the problem here? So we go back, logo, so we didn't put the in the video, and then, yeah, so we save here, save and go back. Oh, yeah, so now we have removed the that, and we begin the other format. So we begin margin, left 40 pixels, so it's not too much on the border there. You can also move it a bit down. You can use margin top. I give it maybe 20 pixels. Then I can increase the font size. Font size, let me use 35 pixels. Font weight, bold. Yeah, so let's have a look at what it looks like now. What is my mix? Yeah, so you see now it has moved from that side. Looks a bit better now. If you want, you can even make it also black here. But our color was blue, so we can leave it the way this one is blue, so we can also leave it that side. So we can remove this, just leave it the way it is. So let's remove the color here. Okay, so yeah, now we have moved the bit logo. Now we see, compare with the original one, there's some background colors when you hover over the menu items, and this one, the active one, is red and does not change even when you hover like that. So need some CSS to be able to effect these changes here. So we go back to our styling. How to do that? So we have to change the individual list styling, but we have an active class. I'll give it a background color. Background color over AF1313. That's the red one. Then you can change the color to white, which is FFF. Yeah, let's save and see. Yeah, so you see here, I'll turn it white. White. Okay, but then of course you see it's a bit small, maybe because of the fonts, but we can look at that a bit later. Let's first finish the styling of the background, then we shall come back and make the final touches. So here, from there, you need to show what happens when you hover over the individual menu items. So when you hover over individual items, but remember we said when you hover over the home should not be affected. So home is not going to be affected, so I'm going to say not. Then you put the class, and the class is what? Active. So what this means is that the properties are going to be putting inside these brackets are going to affect all the other members in the list apart from that with active class. So in this case, I'm going to have the background color. I want it to change to use 74. Yeah, and then the color will be FFF, like that. So let's save and see. So you discover that when you hover over here, the background changes, but this one is not affected by the hover. That was the effect of this CSS command here. Then we can also now compare and see. If you look at this one you have made and this one, they have some resemblance but not exactly the same. And one of the reasons is because the font families you are using a bit different. These fonts are different from these ones here. So to be able to change these fonts, we can now go to Google Fonts, but before that you need to include the fonts app here. So we need to import our fonts URL. So you go to Google Fonts and get the URL of the fonts you're going to be using inside here. So I'm going to go to Google Fonts and click here, Google Fonts. Then I look for the fonts I want. In this case I'm going to be using two fonts. One is Montserrat, yeah, this one. It's one of the common fonts that are used in web design. Then so it is added here, family added. You just see this display here. Then I also need another one called Lobster. This one is the one I'm going to be using for the logo. I also add it here. So I will have my two classes here. So what I do, you get the link from Google Fonts, copy this link and paste it into the CSS. That gives you the link of the font families you're going to be using. And then one thing you should have realized here that in this I've given you the CSS to use. So the font families, when you are styling, you use these font families as they're given here. So when you want to use Montserrat, sans serif, you just copy here and paste into the CSS. So for example, if I compare here on my website, here this is the Lobster font family, and here we have used the Montserrat. So what we do, we just go to is the one we are designing. So what we do, we go to the CSS. So the body here, we can add a font family, and then we go to Google Fonts, because I've already shown you the CSS. So you just copy the font family, this one, copy it and paste it here. Okay, you can save and see what happens. So when you go back to what you are designing here and refresh, you will discover that the fonts are changing. They have changed. Okay, and the logo can also be changed. The logo, you can use the lobster family. So for that case, you're going to go to Google Fonts and look for the lobster. So I'll just say font family, now it is, copy, paste, look for the logo, and then I put the font family here, paste, and I save and go back to my website, refresh. So you see the fonts have changed, but if you compare with the original one, they're a bit different. So it means there is a problem with either the fonts we are using or the way we have used the CSS. So you can first go back and check and see. For example, I think I've discovered the mistake. The way we copied this link from Google Fonts is not correct. This part is not supposed to be there. So let me remove that and then save and check my website again and see. So let me refresh. Yeah, so now you see that when I refresh, the logo is the same as the other one was there. So that means there was a problem with that. So you have to be very careful when you are copying and pasting some of that stuff. That was a good experience. So from there, now we go to the final touches. We have to make sure that this part resembles this part here. So to do that, one, we need to push these items a bit down. So we do that by going to the CSS here. Then we can add line height around here, line height of about 50 pixels. Okay, so let's check it out and see. Yeah, so it's a bit down. Then we see, yeah, these ones have a bigger spacing, and even the background has some border radius around it. So we need to increase the spacing of these items here, and then even put a border radius on that. So we go back to our CSS styling and look for the styling of the individual elements here. So we are going to add if we're going to increase this width was 120, let's make it 150. Okay, and then we can even increase the border. Let's put a border radius of around 6 pixels. Okay, let's go back and see what it looks like now. Yeah, so I think you've got a good copy of the original. This is the one you've made, and that's the original one. Okay, so almost the same. So that is it. Now this navigation bar has one major problem, and that's because it is not responsive. But responsive will mean it cannot be shown on all screen sizes, especially for mobile phones and other smaller screens. So we can be able to demonstrate this by using the inspect element. Okay, let's inspect the element here. Yeah, So you see here we have something like that. This is the responsive mode. So here you see the navigation bar is properly displayed. But for example, if you look for Pixel 2 phone, you see here the menu items are disorganized, meaning that this nav bar is not responsive. If you look for maybe iPhone 6, the same thing. So it means these smaller screens or mobile phones, this menu is not good, it's not responsive. So let's try maybe iPad. This one's not good. Maybe iPad Pro is okay. So in other words, the navigation bar I've created is okay for large screens, but for mobile phones and other smaller screens, it's not good. Therefore, we need to find a way of making it more responsive, and that's going to be the item for the next tutorial. So thanks for watching, and hope to see you continue following my tutorials, and I have a lot more in store for you.